In this video, you will discover the pattern called changeover or prediction zones. Changeover zones are specific zones of a chart, typically on chart 4 or chart 3, where with a high probability, we can predict a reaction, and typically a pretty big reaction. So this is the intro to changeover zones. We're in chart 4. What's great about changeover zones are these are reaction zones of the chart that you can predict well in advance. The first thing we want to start with is the story of the chart. So you'll see here we are bias and momentum short. It is the overnight session. I'm looking to get picked up there on what would be a bias and momentum check. So I am trading the overnight session. Now in this case, we'll look lower left of the chart for the next changeover zone. So this is something that you would want to know the upside and the downside changeover zones. So if we look here left of the chart, I'll do this in real time. There's two areas here, and as a member and as someone that's trading the RexDoc system, you should know right away. This is the first changeover zone here. This is the most important changeover zone right here. So this area here. And there's specific ways you're going to learn how to trade this when price gets back to this that we'll cover here in the following videos. So I'll specifically share how to trade a changeover zone like this that will give you tremendous edge when you're actually trading when price comes to this area. If it does come to this area, obviously this is well in advance. You know price is way over here. So price is over here. This is well in advance. It might be in the next couple hours. It might be in the next couple days. But you should be seeing these prediction zones because they provide you with tremendous trade opportunities. Now, I'm sure you're ahead of me, especially if you've been watching the pattern videos, and you're going to say, well, this next zone here is really obvious. This is another zone that obviously before price gets down to that lower level, we would expect a reaction area. And I'll specifically talk about trading these zones here in a following video as well, because these zones are different. This first zone is the first changeover, and then this next zone would be what would be considered the bias check and bias holding up. So these two zones are traded a little bit differently, but the great thing about these is that you're predicting these well in advance. We could do the same thing on the upside. We could be looking at upside changeover zones, and we would know well in advance of some high probability reaction areas that would guide some of our larger trades and guide some of our trade decisions. So that's all in this video. You'll see the additional videos down below in the membership site. So there'll be a couple videos here trading what we call the changeover pattern. Once again, this is a high probability trade. It's something that really should be within your repertoire when you're trading.